World Wide Web. I just had to come on because I am unpacking. We moved in May. It's now October, and I'm just getting to unpacking some boxes here and there. It's kind of part of my up-leveling. I think a lot of us this year have done a lot of major shifting, whether we've liked to or not. I think there's been a lot of upheaval in a lot of people's lives, and in other people's lives it maybe isn't quite so dramatic, but there's a lot of like soul shifting going on. And over the last 2 years I've had a lot of awakening happen, and things of that nature, but now it's really getting down into the physical level, in order to create more room for the spiritual level. It's interesting, but I've always been a messy person, and like I've always just enjoyed and felt comfortable and kind of thrived in the chaos. I think I was thinking about this the other day, and it hit me. I think part of it was like my room growing up was chaotic because it kept people out of my room. They didn't want to be in it because it was so messy. Like it just clicked with me, and I think it's always kind of been a defense mechanism, the messiness, which this was just a realization I had the other day, and it just hit me again as I was talking. Kind of a way to keep people at an arm's distance. Oh, I can't have people over, my house is too messy. Oh, people don't want to come into my bedroom because it's too messy. Kind of a way to keep people away. And now, like it was a couple months ago, I woke up one morning and I had shifted, and that did not feel good anymore. I did not want to be in the chaos. I didn't want to live in the chaos. It didn't feel safe. It didn't feel home. It didn't resonate, period. So it's been a slow and painful process, but I am slowly changing habits and purging and organizing, and I still may not end up being the cleanest one on the block, but by the time I'm done, my house and every room in it will be an inviting place to be, and it'll be somewhere where people will be welcome. I want to welcome people into my home and into my heart. Kind of keeping them at a distance doesn't serve me anymore. So anyway, the whole point, it's interesting unpacking, because sometimes it's like a whole nother life you uncover, but at the same time, the you want to be. Like, it's really interesting. So before, or not before, but when I started on this like wellness journey and really started down the rabbit hole of health, is what started everything. When my firstborn was 6 months old, and my dad at the same time was diagnosed with terminal cancer, I was researching big into diet and just all the toxic chemicals we put on our bodies. And at the same time, my husband was suffering from really terrible eczema. He still suffers from it here and there, but I was trying to come up with natural solutions for everything. I was making all of our own products, all of our own lotion, all of our own toothpaste, all of our own everything, until I got pregnant with the second kid. And then I haven't touched any of it since. And the oldest one is now 8. So it's been like 7 years since I've really, or no, the middle one is 5. So it's been like 5-6 years since I've touched any of this. So it's just fascinating to look at because I was into all the things. Oh my goodness. I can't turn the camera around once you start recording. Bummer. But so, like, I have things in here. Let's see if I can just switch this around. Like, shea butter, a giant thing of shea butter, beeswax, mango butter, kokum butter, kapuaku butter, calcium bentonite clay, aloe vera gels, jojoba oil, babasu oil, grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, apricot kernel oil, rose hip oil, evening primrose oil, what's this? Emu oil, and then big bags of calendula flowers, giant bag of calendula flowers, St. John's wort, plantain leaf, and then I've got like some nettle and burdock and arrowroot. Like, I don't even know what I was gonna do with that stuff. Like, I know now that I would probably just drink tea, but I was certainly going to infuse some of these oils with the herbs, but like, I'm sure I'm gonna come across like my recipe pages at some point, but and then also like a bunch of roller bottles for essential oils, and then other little bottles for, like, you know, homemade shampoos and stuff, and then also for the oils, a bunch of inhalers, blank inhalers with the extra stuff, and then labels to label everything, and a giant bag of pipettes to measure. And I was into all the things, and it makes me want to do it again. Like, I was doing all this stuff, and then when I was pregnant with the second one, I couldn't keep up with it, between the morning sickness and just energy levels and everything. I couldn't do it. And so I came across, I went on this hunt for like all natural products, and the only company that I had found at that time that met my standards according to the ingredients that I was using and stuff like that was a company called Poofy Organics, and they make amazing products, and I've been using them ever since. And I don't want to recreate the wheel on a lot of stuff, and so I obviously will keep using them, but this just like kind of reinvigorates my desire to play and get back into that stuff, making my own stuff. I don't know when I'll find the time, but I have a feeling that that's part of why I'm going through this like big physical cleanse, because once I get my house clean and don't feel guilty about there being boxes that I haven't unpacked, and like once I just remove all that guilt and have this like just clean, free, open, inviting space, I will have time and desire to do this. And the kids my youngest, my third, she's 2, so I wouldn't want her helping too much at this point, but she could probably start helping a little bit, and I bet that would be so much fun to help me measure, and yeah, so just fun. I'm gonna have to find my old recipe books, because I've got some mango butter, The Capuco, I don't even know how to say it, babasu oil. That's high quality, expensive stuff. I remember researching that stuff, and it's not in a lot of products, except for homemade stuff, because it is pricey. But so much fun. Oh my goodness. So now, before I, dive into any of this stuff again, I need to see what is expired and what isn't, because I don't want to create any sensitivities. But anyway, I just had to share that because it's like, it feels like a lifetime ago, but it is something that still calls to my soul. It's kind of part of that healer in me. So, I don't know, but just kind of fun. Just wanted to share. Have you ever unpacked a box and been like, oh yeah, I was going down that path and then this happened, and I can still see this being my path at some point in the future, part of my path. I can still totally see alchemy as a big part of my future. I just need to get organized first. To be continued at some point. Love to everyone. Bye.